All right, before we get started, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that BG's home record is 14-1. The 14 wins ties the school record for home wins in a season. It's happened 3 times in the last 4 years now. So with that, Coach, you want to make an opening statement and we'll open it up for questions.
Proud of our team tonight. Bounce back victory. A lot of pressure coming into this game, but wanted the team to also have fun with this game as the last game in Stroh against your arch rival in the MAC East as of late, and a team that we truly respect, not only their players but their coaching staff. So really, really proud how we bounced back. Once again, thought our defense was terrific all night, and it was a game where we felt like we made them work, nearly every single possession for hard baskets. Offensively, they defend us really well. They defend us well, and it's a struggle to get good shots against them. They have a good game plan. But one of the Achilles heels at times for Miami is putting you on the foul line. Obviously, the final number is a little bit skewed because of the amount of fouls near the end of the game. But we were able to get in the bonus, and we had a good night at the foul line. And I thought that was clearly the difference, was obviously being able to score points from the foul line when you couldn't get easy baskets.
You talk about what it means to be a win away from being the regular season champions and getting that #1 seed.
It's I think if you told us in October at the beginning of the year that we had 1 game left in the season to be the #1 team in the MAC, we would have looked at you funny and not believed you, but we would have taken it. I know it's pressure. We truly believe that Eastern and Toledo won't lose down the stretch. So if you win at Kent, you're the #1 seed. If you lose at Kent, you're the #3 seed. And that's just what it is now in our minds. And so is that pressure to go on the road at a place we lost last year? Absolutely. But if you told this team in October we had to play 1 game for first place, we would have chips in. We would have taken it and let's go for it. And so I'm really, really proud throughout the year that they put themselves in this position to go get the #1 seed. The #1 seed compared to the #3 seed is a big difference this year. It's a round difference for the MAC tournament. We don't know how it's all going to play out, how the #1 and 2 seeds are going to handle 9 days off between games, but there's no doubt we all want to be in that semifinal.
Curt, was there something that you guys took from that loss at OU on Wednesday and really implemented today?
I wanted to play with more of a swagger offensively. Still thought we missed some shots we're capable of making, but I felt like we were more determined. I thought our second half passion, effort was better, and we have not had great second halves. I felt like we did a better job as a coaching staff subbing around media timeouts, and so maybe the overall numbers don't really reflect total bench play, but we got some starters a few more rest in short spurts, so maybe they had a little bit more legs in the second half. So, when you lose, everyone gets evaluated. Coaches get evaluated, players get evaluated. We're disappointed in ourselves, but you got to still give credit for OU. We're not a good zone team. Lots of people in this league beat them by zone. We're not a great zone team. We believe there's a reason we're the #1 defensive team in the league for in a lot of statistical categories. We believe in our man. And our man didn't quite get it done, but it was probably more an offensive deficiency at OU than a defense. So we analyzed a lot of things. I'm not sure we've healed all wounds. We still have some issues, but once again, our kids are battling, and I'm proud of them.
When you say that you felt your second half passion and effort were better, you're comparing it to past games, not to the first half tonight, right?
Correct.
Okay.
We've let some leads go in the second half. I felt we got tentative. I didn't know how well we were playing when we were tired. So I had to analyze, we need more legs in the second half. So that's my ability to get them in and out a little bit more. I challenged their effort and not look around. At OU, we looked at Lex all the time. Tonight, I didn't feel like we looked at one person. Everyone was still hunting and trying to be aggressive, and we took what the defense was giving us, and we won some battles, we lost some battles.
Will you talk a little bit about the defense in the first half? I mean, holding Osborne to 2 points, holding Boyer to a shutout, holding them to just 18 points. Just what were the keys to the success defensively?
Well, we just really work hard to make Courtney earn her points. We try to tire her out. We try to really work hard and give her nothing easy. We give her a lot of attention. At the same time, we're not insulting anyone else. There's a reason they have so many double-figure scores. They have a lot of good players. It helped us. Let's face it. It helped us that Hannah Robertson, a very good player for them, was out tonight. She's a special defender. She's a very good offensive player. She can go get her own offense. That's MAC basketball. You have to play at times when kids get injured, and unfortunately she hurt her ankle yesterday in practice, so they were without a starter. That was a huge factor. We just made them work hard and take as many tough shots as possible, and then limit their offensive rebounds. And it's a really good team. That's a lot of points under their average, I'll tell you that. We really grinded them and made them work for everything they got.
Will you talk a little bit about the defensive coaching decision to have Jasmine on Boyer and then have Jess Slagle on Osborne?
Jess Slagle did a great job in the first game. We think that against a penetrator that's going to attack after so many ball screens, that Jess is a little bit better than Jasmine. Jasmine really shuts down shooters that can get going at the arc. It worked the first time, and so we tried it again. Robertson, before we knew she was injured, right before the game, is always around the offensive glass. Chrissy's a little bit better rebounder than Jasmine. So it was strategic, but we also looked at the first game and said some of these matchups worked in our favor.
Sometimes you probably pull your hair out with your free throw shooting, but tonight it just seemed like it was contagious. You had a lot of different players go to the line and just knock them down without any hesitation. Did you see their confidence growing maybe a little bit after the first few minutes?
Foul shooting's so mental. When it goes in, people feel better about themselves. We got the right people to the foul line. Noelle's a really talented foul shooter. She came off the bench and made some foul shots. It gives you an instant offensive kid off the bench. So I was really happy about the foul shooting, but my coaching staff had to listen to me moan and groan about our three-point shooting the whole game because I needed something to complain about. So, so foul shooting was great, and I was moaning about three-point shooting. If three-point shooting was great, I was probably going to be moaning about foul shooting. It's just who I am. It's how I'm wired. But it was a sign of the good old days that our team shot really well at the foul line, but also stayed aggressive enough to get there.
Did you see anything extra in Jessica Slagle tonight? Maybe a little bit more depth in her senior night here.
She's a kid that if there's ever been a fault, she tries too hard, and so you knew she was going to give unbelievable effort. I think the thing that she did a little bit more vocally tonight was challenge her teammates to come with her. She's a really special player off the floor for this young team, and she's it's not been an easy year. 5 freshmen and a lot of players that haven't played significant minutes, and she's kept them together, and she keeps them with the eye on the prize, and she's the buffer in the locker room because she's wired like I am. So when players, are frustrated that I'm so hard on them at times, she can be a really big help in the locker room. Mary Beth's a huge help in the locker room, understanding the big picture of what our coaching staff and myself in particular are trying to do by pushing them so hard. And so if there was one change tonight, or you saw a little bit more, was she was really passionately asking players to do things for her and with her tonight on the floor. 23 wins. It's big, you guys. Coming in tonight, there was less than 10 mid-majors that had won 23 games on the season. Less than 20 overall D1 teams coming in tonight that have won 23 games. It's been a really special year. We're trying to think we're playing with house money, like was once mentioned. But this team's had a lot of pressure. They didn't want us to lose after my incident. They've been in first for a long time, and all of a sudden you lose to OU and you have to win 2 in a row after you've been in first the whole season to finish it off. It's a big win tonight. And again, they're going to have 2 more days where they got heavy shoulders and pressure. But it's amazing the challenges this team has stepped up to. And to pull off 23 wins, there was less than 20 of us tonight going into this game. So it's a special year, and we hope to keep it going.
Curt, when did this team, you've talked about playing with house money, and we understand the concept. When did this team start to feel that pressure? When did the pressure actually hit this team?
I think it was really magnified when the announcement was made that I wasn't going to coach. We were undefeated. Absolutely, the assistants are a huge part of this. Jennifer is just an unbelievable coach. So they don't want to seem like, oh, something happened, Jennifer didn't do her job, or the assistants didn't do their job. So there's a lot of pressure to win when I was out those 2 games. So you took a deep breath when I got back, and you win a game, and Coach Miller's back, and then you get Toledo. And so there was lots of pressure, I think, from that moment to try to stay in first. We lost the overall championship last year by 1 game. And when you look at it, we lost by 1 point at Kent. We couldn't make the last shot of the game. We lost by a single possession at Toledo. And so, you win a division championship and you're really happy, but that overall championship escaped us last year basically by 1 possession on 2 different games. And when you lose to OU, all of a sudden they're like, we're 1 loss away again from being 13-3 and coming in 2nd overall. And so, in this year, with the tiebreakers, probably the 3rd seed. So they feel some pressure because they put themselves in position earlier in the year to have such an amazing run. And we're trying not to dwell on it, but we're not afraid to talk about what wins and losses mean in our seeding potential.
Will you talk? Does that pressure play in a little bit to what happened in OU, or was that just a insufficient performance?
I want to give OU credit. They outplayed us, and their senior was terrific down the stretch, and we just didn't make enough plays. I wouldn't hesitate to say that they really respect Akron offensively. And when we got away from the jar, or whatever, the Akron arena with a win, we may not have had as much focus. We weren't unfocused, but that really sharp focus, we may not have had enough for OU. And we might have taken them just a little bit for granted on how dangerous they are.
Do you feel like you guys are kind of, because of your situation, that this year is a little jumbled compared to past years where, at this point we need to be doing this, we need to focus on that, and by this point we should be doing so and so and so forth?
Not sure we're peaking yet. I still think we have the ability to play better offense. The defense has been great all year. We can be better offensively. I don't know, my situation or the pressure to win when I was out, or we peaked a little early, but we certainly aren't playing as well as I think we're capable. It may need to be. Toledo and Eastern, and the league, from top to bottom, has a lot of parity in it. And it's going to be a really fun MAC tournament, but I think we have to even play better for us to achieve some of the goals.
Okay, anything else? All right, thanks.